This girl ends up being on my phone for the rest of the night. But she wasn't talking to her mom. She was talking to a boy on Snapchat. I was like, girl, can I have my phone back, please? This is our, like, girl's birthday trip. Like, at least be respectful. Don't hog my phone.
Don't take the birthday girl's phone for the whole night.
You're listening to Big Sis Energy.
Welcome back to Big Sis Energy. I'm your host, Mackenzie.
And I'm your other host, Malia.
Today we got a juicy episode.
A very juicy episode.
We're talking about friends and acquaintances and the difference thereof.
And what makes a good friend.
Yeah. When we were younger, as you guys know, we keep saying we're going to tell this story, but we did get taken out of high school, a public high school, and we did online. So we went to public school for a year, which was 9th grade.
Yes.
And then 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, we were online. We didn't have a social outlet.
Right.
And we didn't have, a ton of friends. But
that was a tough time for us, honestly.
It really was.
It was depressing. Like, not having any sort of social outlet, especially as a kid. Like, that's really hard. I mean, Kenzie and I only really had each other. And I'm glad that we had each other, but it was hard to not have literally anyone, you know? So.
I think it would have sucked. I mean, imagine if it was just one of us.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
That would have been hard.
I know.
But I feel like now we're at a point in our lives where we have made some really, really good quality friends. And I feel blessed that they're in our life and we're able to have those good quality connections with them.
Right.
But we have one instance, y'all, that we had a pretty toxic friend.
Yes. I feel like everyone in their lifetime has had or has a toxic friend, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, what a story to tell.
We're going to tell you guys a story. Let me paint the picture. So it's our 17th and 18th birthday. As you guys know, we're a year and a day apart.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So our parents were nice enough. They were so sweet. They literally got Kenzie and I a hotel for our friends to stay at for a couple nights. And they were staying in the room next to us. And the fact that they got us one for our birthday, I was like...
so excited.
I know, it was super exciting.
A little weekend getaway, 18th, 17th birthday.
We were excited. Fun. We were going to have fun. Well, at least we thought we were going to have fun. So a couple of friends, it was Kenzie and I and two other girls, we ended up getting ready. And we were going to go to dinner before we went to the hotel. And before this, our friend had started her period and she needed some Midol for her cramps, which was totally fine. I was like, oh yeah, like we have Midol. We can totally get you some.
Got you, girl.
But before I did ask, because she was allergic to a lot of medicines. So I was just like, oh, like, are you sure you can have this medicine? And she was like, oh no, I'm totally good. Like, I can definitely take this medicine. I was like, okay, cool. I'll go grab it for you. So I grabbed it for her, give it to her. She takes it. We started driving. We were about to go to dinner. And all of a sudden her stomach starts hurting because she was allergic to the medicine.
We're in the car and she starts feeling super nauseous. And I was like, ooh, okay, let's pull over. Let's go find a bathroom. That way you can, if you have to throw up because you're nauseous, we can go do that.
Yeah.
And then we can, hopefully you'll feel better.
Be on our way.
Yeah. So hopefully you'll feel better. And so we go to the bathroom and she's like, I just can't throw up. And I'm like, hey, if this is like a toxic thing inside your body that needs to come out, you might want to pull trig.
Right.
Like, yes, it sucks, but you might want to.
You gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day, especially if you're not feeling well.
Something that's in your body that's not reacting the way that it should, it's not helping you with your cramps, it's not good for you, you're allergic to it, you might want to pull trig. Her response...
Not the giggle.
Her response is, I have no gag reflex. That's...
I'm sorry.
That's her response. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how I can help you at this point.
Meanwhile, I was not here. I was in the car. Me and my other friend were just chilling. We were like, I hope she's okay. But also, she was making a very big deal out of this. Like, we were just like, what's going on? We were kind of confused.
But this isn't the first time either.
Yes.
Like, every single time we'd hang out, there's always an instance where something terrible happened out of the blue.
This wasn't even the most dramatic story. Like, there has been way more dramatic stories than this. But this is just one.
Okay, so let's keep going. So... she can't throw up, and then we go back into the car. We're on our way to dinner. Dinner is bomb. We eat the dinner. We're good.
We had sushi. It was good. It was yummy.
Little Kona grill action.
She actually felt better after we ate, which was, I think, the problem that she didn't eat it all, like,
that day.
Yeah. And that was something that Kenzie and I always kept running into, was, like, we were kind of like her parents in a way, where we had to be like, oh, like, did you eat? Did you
drink water?
Did you drink water? Like, all these things to make sure that she was okay.
Are you allergic to this medicine?
Like, obviously, like, we wanted to make sure we're her friend. We'll be there, for her if she needs help and support, obviously. But, like, it was time and time again. Things like this kept happening. And we were always, like, her parents to the rescue. And, like,
exactly.
The moral of the story, she couldn't really take care of herself.
Yeah. And so, okay. Then We're walking out of the sushi restaurant. Everything's going swell. Okay, guys? Then she drops her phone, cracks it.
Shatters.
And I'm like, oh no, like, it's your phone. Like, that sucks.
We were all just like, dang, like another thing. Like, what is going on?
So obviously she's sad that she dropped her phone and it breaks. Okay.
That sucks.
Then we go to the hotel room and she's like, Malia, can I use your phone? I need to call my mom.
And I was like, of course. Like, you can use my phone,
girl.
like anything you need. So she used my phone. She wanted to reach out to her mom so she could drive over an hour away from the hotel
to fix her phone.
Fix the phone, day of, which I was like, okay, like, you could go a day without your phone. Like, it's fine. Like, we all have our phones. We're safe. But that's something that she wanted to do. So she contacted her mom. I was like, okay, cool. This girl.
Pause. She contacts her mom on Snapchat. Who Snapchats their mom? Like, I'm gonna text my mom.
Do. Maybe you have a cool mom, you know?
I'm gonna call my mom. Like, I don't need to Snapchat my mom.
That's okay. That's not even the point right now. So this girl ends up being on my phone for the rest of the night. But she wasn't talking to her mom. She was talking to a boy on Snapchat. I was like, girl, can I have my phone back, please? So eventually I ended up asking her, because we were just hanging out with our friends and stuff. And I was just like, hey, like, can I have my phone back? And she was like, oh yeah, sure, of course. This girl's on it for like hours.
4
And I was
hours.
like, girly, this is our like girl's
Birthday
trip.
retreat.
Like, at least be respectful, be, I don't know, aware, and like, don't hog my phone.
Don't take the
basically.
birthday girl's phone for the whole night.
Right.
Anyways, guys, it gets worse. Okay. So we go to bed. The night's fine. We wake up the next morning and we're like, you know what? Let's do a pool day. Okay.
Because that's what we were there to do. There was like water slides. This hotel had it all. Like,
it was bougie.
Yeah, it was. It was very nice.
I was like, okay, let's do it. So we go on the water slides. It's all fun.
We had a super fun day.
And we're out for hours. And so we're all tired. We're ready to go, take a little nap, get some grub, get some food.
We're gonna get some Chick-fil-A.
So, of course, we ordered DoorDash. Anyways, besides the point. Okay. Guys. After a long day of just being in the sun, we're all really tired.
Right.
She goes, wait.
Hold on, before you say that.
Oh.
We all, like, a few hours before we went to the pool, we all had kind of agreed that we were gonna go take Instagram pictures around the hotel.
Gotta get the flicks for the birthday,
But after a long day, we were just like, oh, let's just chill. Like, we all mutually agreed. Like, everyone in the room was like, okay, let's chill, let's get food. We're all tired. We'll take pictures tomorrow. We're gonna be here for another day, so why not?
Why not? Preserve our energy.
Right.
And chill for a little bit. But no, this girl's determined to get flicks for the IG. And I get it,
Respect the grind.
Respect the grind is crazy. But we're all tired. And of course, me, Malia, and our other friend. So 3v1, we all mutually agree that we just want to chill and eat food.
Yeah, at this point, you have to be the person, even if you do want to take pictures, read the room.
Or go get a tripod.
Also,
I'm sorry.
if it's someone else, if it were me, if it's someone else's birthday and I wanted to take pictures, I don't care. It's their birthday. We're going to do what they want to do.
Exactly. So Malia and I, we wanted to chill, but apparently not. Okay. So she goes, can you guys just like, please take pictures of me just in the balcony?
And I was already fed up. So I was like, Kenzie, you can do this.
So she's like, we don't even have to leave the room. And I'm like, okay. So I pull out my camera, start taking some flicks. She sees them. She's not a fan. She don't like the pictures. So what do? She goes, I don't know if I really like these. Can we just go to the top of the roof of the hotel? We can take some pictures there. And I'm like, 5 minutes. Then I want to chill. I just want to rest. It's middle of September. It's hot as heck in Arizona. If you guys know Arizona, it's hot. Okay, even in September.
It's toasty.
It's hot, probably 100 degrees. We just had a pool day, so it's toasty out there. And I'm like, okay, I'll be in the hot sun for 5 minutes to take your Instagram pictures. Fine. Okay, I'll do it. So then I go out, and it ends up being an hour-long photo shoot in the sun of me taking pictures on my birthday for this other girl. And I'm like,
actually crazy.
Fed up at this point. Guys, it gets worse.
Yeah, this is not even the worst part. Like, it was just like one thing after another, after another.
So at this point, Malia and I
were fed up.
Frustrated to say the least.
Yeah, but time and time again, with this friend, even before this, we kept giving her chances. We're like, chance after chance. And, that was our bad.
That was our bad. We should have had boundaries. This is why we've
boundaries
grown
are
since
so
then.
important.
This was 2-3 years ago, so we've grown.
But you guys come back. And she realizes that she can't find her tampon.
Remember how we said that she was on her period?
Yes.
This comes into play.
So she started freaking out. She started crying. you know, and I would be scared too. If,
I was gonna
if this
say,
happened to me, I would be very scared.
if
Like,
I lost my tampon string, I would be a little
yeah, I know this is
freaked out.
a little TMI, but
It's for the girls
it's
podcast,
for the girls,
okay?
and it's, you know, this is the whole story. But, so, you know, she can't find it, and she's freaking out. And honestly, Kenzie and I are like, this is kind of a boy who cried wolf scenario for us, because things like this would always happen, and
Time
we
and
never
time
knew
again.
if it was like true or not. We always just thought it was her doing this for attention, which most of the times it actually was. So
we didn't think she was being for real.
We didn't think she was being for real, and we just kind of thought she was overreacting. But we were still, you know, keeping her cool, and we were just like, okay, like, what should we do?
How
And
can
she
we
was
help
kind of like,
you?
you know, scared in the other room. And then, you know, she comes out here. We had a few friends over, and she asked the one guy there to look up, you know, her thing.
And see if he could see the tampon
Yeah, I
string.
was like, okay, I'm sorry. Why would you ask him?
And
like,
he goes, fuck no. Like, I'm not going to go look up and see if there's a tampon
it
string
was
there.
just, I don't know. I was like, was that really, you didn't have to
Necessary?
ask that. But
So,
anyways,
yeah.
she did ask me, and as a good friend,
Oh,
I did. This is, oh my gosh. Like, I know Mackenzie and our other friends were like, you are a trooper. And
Yeah,
because
because I'm like, respectfully sorry, like, I'm not going to look.
yeah.
Like, if you don't feel it, if you can't see it,
Yeah.
then it's probably not there, and you need to go, you know, get some help.
Obviously, you know, didn't see anything.
I'm
And
not
I
a
sat her down-
gynecologist.
I sat her down on the bed. Yeah, exactly. I'm
Point
not no
blank.
I'm not no doctor. But, you know, did what I have to do.
Help the friend out.
I sat
A
her
true
down.
G.
I sat her down on the bed, and I was just like, "Hey, if you really think there's something wrong, I think this is a medical emergency, so you should go to the ER
And call your mom.
Yeah, call your mom. Like,
you know?
I don't know. For me, it was hard because anytime something like this would happen, she would get so demanding and rude, and like we would have to drop everything we're doing. Obviously, if someone is in need and help, Kenzie and I are always there to help them. And I think she knew that, and she would always take advantage of that. And that's what always ended up happening. But she did end up calling her mom, and her mom did take her to the ER, and apparently there was, you know, a tampon stuck up her.
Which is still
Which
bizarre.
is crazy, because I guess the water slide that we went on at the little water park at the hotel was apparently that powerful.
So powerful that she shot up there.
And I guess we'll
Dang.
never know if it, you know, this was actually true or not.
I believe that it was true.
Because if you go to the ER, like, that has to be.
Honestly, too, if that happened to me, I would 100% be freaking out.
Oh, no, for
100%.
sure. Yeah.
And I get that.
Mhm.
But it's like, how did we have 5 scenarios that day? And
In 24
in
hours.
a 24-hour span, that thing after thing after thing keeps happening. And
Right.
it's like, we're supposed to be having fun.
I know.
And yes, things happen. But do things always have to happen? You know what I mean?
And being over dramatic about it, because even if you are in need, you don't have to be over dramatic and
Right.
demand things from other people.
Right.
You know?
Well,
And
yeah,
that
you can
seemed to be
ask.
a constant theme, like, all of the time. It was something, you know, and it always had to be, I felt like for me, it always had to be about her. Like, anything that we would do, we go out with friends, like, it would always have to be about her, and she would do something to make it about her if it wasn't for that very
Right.
moment, you know?
But you know, moral of the story, we're not friends anymore. Actually, that was not the last encounter that we had
Even
with
though
her.
she did ruin her birthday.
The Big 18. I'm so sorry, Malia.
Yeah. We were still friends with her 2 years after
Later.
that had happened. But same things, like dramatic instances where we, you know, have to come to the rescue. And a lot of the times it was things that she would like get herself into.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was tough. It was tough. But you know, no, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say too, we have never ended a friendship on bad terms. Or
Ever.
like we've never really ended a friendship.
I was gonna say. I think that's the
Because-
only instance.
I feel like people will drift apart. You know, after high school, like people end up doing their own things, like grow up. Things happen in life.
People move, go to different
Yeah.
colleges, go to
Yeah,
different
but
states.
you still stay in touch. Like, I still stay in touch with my friends and be like, hey, how's it going? How you
Mhm.
doing? Blah, blah, blah. But her, for instance, like, she blocked us and everything. Like, it was just a whole blow up scenario.
Yeah.
And you can just tell when people are like that, they're no good. They're toxic. And you don't want them in your life.
Also, when it's a consistent pattern, because
Mhm.
not only did a lot of our friends warn us about this person, like a lot of the school, like when we first went to our public school, this was our freshman year, a lot of people were saying similar things to
Mhm.
like, what we had experienced with her years later. It just took us
Right.
a long time to figure that out.
Well,
And that
because-
is a maturity thing. You know, I feel like I
Right.
should have realized sooner, hey, it's okay to have boundaries with friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to be like, hey, I'm not going to accept this in my life because
Right.
it's negative energy.
And we would always make excuses for it too. We were like,
Yeah.
oh, she never treats us this way. Like, I've never experienced this. And she was never right out mean to us. I think she definitely took advantage of us being nice to her, but she would never outright be mean to us, which she was a few times I saw
To other
really mean
people.
to other people, her mom. Like, that's
It's
just
not only
that's
a
just
red-
a big red flag.
It's not only a red flag in guys, like a partner if they're
Right.
mean to their mom.
anyone. If anyone treats anyone poorly, regardless of the circumstance, like that's terrible.
Why would
don't
you
treat-
want to
someone like
surround
that.
yourself with people that are not respectful
Mhm.
and yeah, just mean? Like, okay, that's pretty much the whole story though. Pretty crazy. But yeah, we're going to get into what really makes a good quality friend.
Right.
So,
And
Malia,
we have
you want to take off?
We have
on that?
some. Oh no, I thought we're gonna do questions first. And then
Oh
we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do
you
that.
right, you right.
So we're gonna get into the questions that you guys had, or actually some of the stories about friendships that you guys may have had
I
or
love
don't
y'all
have anymore.
because y'all have some tea. I love tea when you guys are like asking for help and then you also have already ended the relationship, so you know
Right.
that it's not good for you anymore. These are friendships that you guys have said that you're already done with. You're not friends no more.
Right.
So you took your own advice. You know, you made that decision where, hey, person, not an addition in my life. Like Miss Monet said, be an addition. And I know she was talking about a relationship, a romantic relationship, but it goes both ways. You
Right.
know, if someone's coming in your life, they should be an addition. They should not
Right.
bring negative energy, subtract from what you already have going for yourself.
And that was the same problem that
Yeah.
I had with our previous friend, was that even if bad things weren't happening, I always left feeling like, oh my
Sad.
gosh, I felt sad, I felt negative, I felt anxious. I was like, why are the vibes off? And that's a red flag too. If you just can feel deep down that the vibes aren't there and you feel negative after hanging out with somebody, that's a red flag.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's get into these scenarios that y'all have. So, someone said, when she could never be happy for me and diminish my goals and dreams, while I consistently supported it and stood by hers.
Ooh.
That's tough,
That is hard.
especially when you know that you are a good friend and that you
Mhm.
support people in your life, and then you just don't get that back.
Well,
Or-
it's draining because
yeah,
you're putting in all of the effort, you're putting in your side of the friendship, and they're not doing anything in return.
for sure.
And that's just bare minimum things, you know? Like being there for somebody, listening to them, being happy for them when they achieve something great. Like
Cheering them
that's
on,
what a friend is.
words of encouragement.
Right.
You know, I feel like that's something that is in every good quality friend.
Mhm.
Is they're happy for you when you're succeeding, and they're there for you when maybe you're not. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you're going through something tough and they're
Right.
there to listen. But it has to go both ways. You
Mhm.
can't expect that in a friend,
But then not do that.
but
to
then
someone
be a
else.
wall when someone's talking to you.
Right.
You know, if Malia's talking to me about some of her problems and I'm just there, blank face, oh, okay, going on my phone. That's not a good friend. That's not a good sister.
Yeah.
That's just not, that's a one-sided relationship.
Right.
And that's
And you can
not
only
it.
do that for so long. Like
it, sis.
does not last
Mm.
at all.
Yeah, so that's a no-go. Next, my friend was helping me look for my makeup bag that I thought I lost, but I later found out that she stole it.
Oh.
Not
You
the
know,
kleptomaniac.
The crazy part is Kenzie and I did have a friend like this in high school. And she would steal from her own friends. My friend let her borrow a pair of Lululemon shorts. And she
$60 Lululemon
she
shorts.
never saw them again. But so we knew that she had stolen the pants because obviously who else would it have been? So she left the room, the friend did, and
She went to the bathroom.
She went to the bathroom, and we all scattered across the room to look for these shorts, and we could not find them anywhere. So that's crazy to me that people would steal
From their own friends?
or just
Friends?
point blank stealing at all, but like from your friend, that's crazy.
That's definitely not a friend. That's
Yeah.
a relationship ender for sure. If
real.
I found out someone stole from me and then they were trying to play it off and help me find it,
Mm-hmm. No, that's crazy. I'm like, girl.
that is what is it? Kleptomaniac.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Okay, next things next. When friends keep asking you to do stuff as if you work for them, turn up the AC yourself if you're hot. That's what she said.
Oh wow. Oh wow. You know,
Dang.
that sucks.
I mean, okay, if someone asked me to turn up the AC, I might just go do it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But it depends. If it's constant,
Yeah,
that
'cause
is
we've
kind of
also-
annoying.
We've also had a friend like that where they would expect us to do things for them. And
Not you
it's
saying
like,
a friend when it's the same.
it's
It's the same girl. Yeah.
but like when you're demanding someone to do things for you, like I'm not your servant. Like
yeah.
you can go do it yourself. And
Servant
I'm sure
is crazy.
I'm sure this person has probably experienced that like time and time again. It wasn't just like one instance, you
Which
know?
is why she's fed
because
up.
like if you know, get up and go do something for somebody, like whatever, it's fine. But if it's a constant thing, they're asking you all the time to keep doing stuff for you, like
Yep.
that's outrageous.
Yeah, that is outrageous. Truly. Truly. And especially in the tone of voice.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like, go get me water right now. That's a little mean. You know,
I
that's
will say though, our friend would say it.
in a demanding way.
No, she would say it in like a baby voice to like get what she wanted.
You're right.
Because
I remember a few times that it was demanding.
yeah, sometimes it was, but a lot of the times, she would say it in like a sweet, innocent voice, so it wouldn't sound bad.
So it's subtly manipulative.
And then yeah, it's subtly manipulative, and it for a while works.
oh my gosh, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. I just had a realization there. Yeah, okay. Dang. Okay, next thing's next. Oof. Dang.
Oh no!
If I had an injury, she had it way worse. Always trying to one-up me.
Oh, not the one upper! Not the one upper.
Dang.
Oh my gosh!
Dang. Yeah, that's pretty tough. Especially, let's say you're like in serious pain in that moment and someone goes, oh my God, like last year the same thing happened to me, but 3 times as bad. Like, okay, I'd be fed up.
No, that's
Like, that's
so
annoying.
That's so annoying and immature, and it's an insecurity thing. Like
It
they
is.
have to be as good as you, if not better.
Yes.
It's like, okay, it's an injury. Like, calm down. Like,
Yeah.
I also did have a friend, same one.
that's crazy.
I don't. I have health problems, and I know maybe some of you guys know or may not. Definitely going to be a podcast episode about like mental health and then
Also,
other stuff.
yeah,
health problems,
autoimmune
but-
disease.
Right. Yeah. So I have a autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's. It's a thyroid disease. It like messes with your hormones and things like that. But I always felt like she was kind of in competition with me, and that way she'd always be like, oh, you know, like, oh, well, I have this, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I was just trying to like we were trying to relate, you know, with our problems, but it always felt like it was like, oh, I have it worse than you, you know?
Or
and I was
even-
never trying to be like that. I was just like, oh, like, you know, I have these problems, you know, and like maybe we can help each other, you know, figure out like what we can do. And I always felt like it was like subtly a little competition. And I'm
Right.
like, okay.
And you're like, okay, well, I guess I just won't bring this up anymore.
Well, because there was a lot of other instances where I felt like she was in competition with us. Like there was an instance where we were about to sign with a big modeling agency, or it was a potential.
yeah.
And we had told her about the news, and I remember this like vividly. She was in the back of the car, and we were just like, oh, we're so excited for this. And she was like, oh, I want to do modeling too.
Wouldn't
Like,
I be a
she
good model?
completely- Yeah, and she was like, wouldn't I be a good model? And
I was like, yes, girl,
well,
slay, but
she was
this ain't about
stunning and
you.
she was tall. But this is not about you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, and things like that would always happen, and it would piss me off because I'm like, we're always there for you. Like, we're always hyping you up, and like, we're always being supportive of like the new things that you're doing in your life.
Mhm.
And then like when something cool happens to us and we want to talk to you about it, we're getting crickets.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I want to do this. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's like, of course, like if you can relate to something, it's cool to relate. But
Right.
when you're making it a competition or being like, oh, don't you guys think I would be good at that?
Like that. I'm sorry.
That's pick me.
That is pick me.
That is when you look up the definition of pick me, it's
That
when you
comes
say
up.
something good happened to you and then someone asks if they would be good at that thing. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, next, because I can't talk about that anymore. Okay. Being a pathological liar.
Oh.
My friend lied about her mom having cancer for 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
I'm baffled. Wow.
No, how are you going to lie about that? I'm sorry, when people lie about insignificant things to make them look better, or maybe they make up an instance where they want other people to pity them just for attention,
Yeah.
it always comes down to attention. Like, they're just making up lies to make themselves either look better or...
Or have more drama in their life.
Right.
A lot of people like toxicity.
Feed off drama.
And they need it in their life. So they create scenarios. So for someone who likes peace, sometimes it's best just to not have any friends because
for the time being.
Yeah.
Because you definitely will find good people out there, and there are.
it
but
just might take a little bit
there's just,
longer.
you know, some crazy people out there
Yeah.
that like to lie for no reason.
Oh my gosh, though, we did have, I knew somebody who actually said that she had cancer herself, and she ended up not having cancer, and she was lying to everybody, like, at school.
And that, like, broke up the whole friend group.
Yeah, I mean, for good reason. If someone
Right.
told me that they were, like, having a...
That's nothing
you
to
know?
joke about. Like, that is a serious thing. Man,
People are crazy in this
I know.
world.
And
Actually...
it's scary, too, because that's why Kenzie and I have had, like, trust issues with friends, things like that, because why are people out here going out lying about stupid things?
stealing their friends' Lululemon shorts. Like, come on. It's just there's no reason. There's no reason. The last one that we have before we get into, you know, what makes a good quality friend is friends that can't stand to see you win.
Ooh.
That goes right along with the kind of the first one that we were talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, they're jealous of you because they don't have that in their life. It's honestly comes back to the insecurity thing. Like,
Yeah.
they're insecure because maybe they didn't accomplish something that you did. And it's like a one-upping thing in their head, you know?
But in reality, everyone's goals and paths are so different.
Right.
You know, someone's goals and dreams and accomplishments might look different from somebody else, but that doesn't put one above the other.
Right.
That's why I feel like friendships are so important, to keep each other going, be the encouraging person in that relationship.
Right.
And that go both ways, because
Exactly.
then you can build each other up for every single accomplishment.
No, that's
whether
so good.
whether big or small, you know? So it's like, that is so important in a friendship.
Yeah, and
for
then,
sure.
like, if they can't see you win and, like, be happy for you, in their mind, I think it's, like, kind of a competition where it's, like, why do you have to look at it like that? Because it's not like they're better than you because of the things that they accomplished.
When you're a younger girl especially, I think we all struggled with that at some point. Like, I was definitely insecure when I was younger. I think
Right.
how I kind of went about that is I wanted to be friends with, like, everybody, and I wanted to have, like, a million friends and talk to everybody, be friends with everybody. And then I quickly realized that having a core group of people who actually genuinely care about you and you can genuinely care about them, that's way more important than having a million friends.
Yeah.
And having 1-2 lifelong best friends is something that is even rare to find. You know what I mean? And I feel
That's so
blessed because
true.
Malia's my best friend, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I tell Malia everything and she tells me everything. And I feel like we're each other's, like, core rock, like, best friends.
Right.
And
Even our family, too, which I feel super blessed to
Our
have
mom.
that because our mom, I can always talk to her about anything. Even, like, my younger sister, Michaela. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love talking to my family about things and having that support system, you know? And it makes me, sometimes, like, when we didn't have friends, it was nice to have that, you know?
oh, for sure. Yeah, I think, I mean, us being alone for the 3 years that we were, and even more because once we graduated high school, we were still alone for a good
Yeah.
year.
Well, I think that period of time for us, like, it made me comfortable being alone because
Oh, yeah.
it made me like, okay, this is what it feels like to be alone. And, you know, when I do have friends again, and maybe if they aren't in my life, you know, for a long period of time, that's okay. Like, I'm okay with being alone, you know?
And some people aren't lifelong friends, and that's okay.
Right.
Like, I feel like having friends for certain seasons of life is still okay. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, you know, I hate them anymore. Maybe you
Yeah.
guys just go and kind of separate
You
and
drifted apart, maybe
have
you
different
guys
paths.
moved. Like,
Yeah.
things happen in life, and it's okay to move on from things. And, you know,
yeah, like one of our friends, she's actually moving to New York.
which is so
And
sad.
I'm so excited for her though, because
No, me too.
she's gonna do big things. She's in her modeling career bag,
ma'am.
and she's going to grad school. She just graduated from ASU, so I'm like,
Also, imagine moving to New York. Like, that's just such
Yeah.
a, dare I say it, main character moment.
it really is.
It is, though. I'm like, girl, you're, like, she's gonna do big things. Like, I already know. And I just, like, I can see her living there. Like, I
Yep.
just envision it. I'm like, she's gonna have so much fun, meet so many cool people, do so many cool things.
And obviously, like, it's sad to see your friends go,
Right.
but seeing them win is like even better,
yeah.
because you're like,
No,
dang,
that's
like,
so true. Like, they're
look
out there
at you
doing
go,
stuff, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that. I love seeing people just like thrive
I know.
and start new journeys and be comfortable with the uncomfortable,
Right.
because that's so hard to do. Malia and I,
That's scary, too. Even, like, because I know she
Yeah.
was saying that she was scared to move by herself to New York, which is a scary thing. It's a
Yeah.
big city.
for sure.
But I know she'll do great.
It's funny that we're saying that now, but Malia and I are both still scared to move to LA
I'm not scared.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, it's me.
It's
I'm
Kenzie.
the problem, and I can admit that. I'm comfortable because my boyfriend's here, and obviously I love him, and I don't want to have to do long distance, but I will. So I feel like now it's just logistics because we probably will move to LA next year, and that'll be great. But we have to wait for our lease to end, which is like still another year out. So,
well, I think like realistically, it makes sense for us to move out in a year, but at least we have time to kind of like prepare and mentally prepare too. You know,
mentally prepare, yeah. And I think, I mean, that could be another topic too, like people who have done long distance.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's hard, but luckily LA is not that far. It's an hour flight to get to LA, and it's a 6-hour drive. So like as long as I can come back, you know, once a month, 2 times a month, see my boo, and then, you know, get back to business. But
it's tough too because when it comes down to like the next steps in our career, it's like
I'm excited to see like where life kind of goes. I know we talked about in the last episode that our big exciting news.
Yes.
And we're flying to LA next week. We get to do a little shoot for that.
Yeah.
And I'm just so excited. Like a lot of new things are happening, and a lot of it doesn't feel real.
It's just crazy to me though how different life changes from year to year. Like, we're always doing something completely different. Like, obviously, we're growing up too, so it's a lot of different stages. But it's just crazy how life moves and like the things that we're gonna be doing and that we are doing. So I'm more than excited.
Me too. Ooh, dang. So I think the last thing was when to like decide really when a friend should be an acquaintance.
Right.
You know. So what do you think about that?
It's tough. I feel like talking about boundaries, and even if sometimes you don't have to tell your friend that they're an acquaintance, like that's not something that they need to know. But I think distancing yourself, like if you see maybe a couple red flags or something where you couldn't really
trust them,
maybe they're not super loyal and you couldn't really tell them certain things in your life, that would be an acquaintance to me. Like for me, a good friend is like someone who's loyal, someone who can listen to you while you're talking and vice versa. And you can trust them with maybe your secrets or things that are just happening in your life where you may not want to, you know, blab to the whole world, but they can listen to you and maybe give advice or just be there to listen. I feel like sometimes that's important, just being there for somebody and listening. That's always nice.
I think the way to tell if someone is loyal is how they talk about their other friends.
Right.
If they're blabbing to the whole town about their friend's business, they're going to do the same thing to you. So why would you tell them, you know, something maybe really important, something traumatic maybe in your life that you don't want to share with everybody, the whole world.
Yeah.
But you hear them blabbing about their other friend.
Gossiping is a huge
They're going to do the same thing to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
But dang, I mean that's pretty much it for today's episode.
Yeah.
Dang guys, this was fun.
I know we got to kind of, it was funny talking about the story because we haven't really told that story in a while. It's been a few years. But like re-saying it, I'm like, oh, it kind of brought up a little bit of like,
dang,
like, wow, that really did happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I'm glad we got to talk about this with y'all. I'm glad we got to answer your guys' questions. Thank you for listening to today's episode.
Thank you guys.
Or watching if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you guys are following us on Big Sis Energy with 2 Ys on Instagram. That way you guys can be updated on the next episodes, what we're going to be doing, all of that. Make sure to follow us on our personal Instagrams.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys in next week's episode,
which is with young sis KK.
We got a little special guest.
So stay tuned to see Michaela on. I'm so excited to have her on and kind of talk about like back to school vibes, you know, high school, drama in high school, all that. So we'll get into the nitty gritty next week, but thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you guys in next week's episode. Peace.